Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We are here with Fred and Mason, and we're going to demonstrate all the obedience commands he's learned here at school. We're going to start off by introducing the training equipment. And Fred's got a standard 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, which leaves his left hand free to make a correction. And the only correction we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment. Now Mason's been fitted with his very own training collar. We're going to show you how to properly use that when he goes home tomorrow. Now the first command we're going to demonstrate is heeling. Heeling is properly walking on the leash, and the command is Mason heel. Now from what we talked about and from what I remember, heeling is one of your biggest problems with Mason. I know he's a constant puller. He likes to kind of lunge out at cars and things like that. Of course, this is a very quiet area, but we've had him out on Route 50 in the neighborhood, and he's done really, really well with his heeling. So heeling is properly walking on the leash, always on your left. Now the next command we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. Fred uses his left hand and the one-word firm command to stay. Now he should hold this stay for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. We practice these commands inside and outside, so it's important that Mason knows he's got to behave in both areas. Now Fred can decide to return back to his dog, and when he does, he's going to walk all the way around Mason counterclockwise. Mason still should hold this command. Fred gets back to Mason. He stops, and then they take off heeling again. So that is a sit-stay, and that's designed for Mason's maturity, his focus, his attention span, and he can be a little bit of a nervous guy, so initially those stationary commands were a little tough for him to hold. He's done better and better as he's gone through the training process. Nice automatic sit, and you'll notice whenever Fred stops heeling with Mason, Mason's been trained to automatically sit and wait for another command. Here's a sit-stay again. You go out to the end of your training lead. If you're working with Mason indoors, you can drop the leash, go out further and further as he does better and better. Fred's going to call him from this sit-stay. It's Mason come. You lighten the tone of your voice. You can hear Fred coaxing Mason in. The come command should be a happy command. So lighten your tone, make it a real welcoming command. And if you have to, you can use your leash to guide Mason back to you or to bring him back to you if he's a little apprehensive, doesn't feel like listening. You can see he's heeling very, very nicely, adjusting to Fred's pace, and that's what heeling is all about. Your dog should adjust to your pace, not feeling like you have to adjust to theirs. Nice automatic sits. We'll show you that sit-stay one more time.
Okay.
Again, it's a firm stay. The only time in training when you use your dog's name is when it's heeling and when you're calling it. And Fred will show you that come command one more time. Mason come. Happy command. Mason's been trained to come back and sit facing you, not come back and jump all over you, come back and sit facing. So everything is very controlled. We like to use praise as our reinforcement or as a way to reinforce this training process. Nice automatic sit. Now the next commands we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from heel position. Remember, everything always stops and starts at that seated position. So with Mason seated at Fred's left, he'll tell him to down with his right hand or the left hand.
Okay.
Now Mason's a little hesitant with these down commands, but the down stay, he should hold this for 2 or 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. And then Fred can return back to his dog, walking all the way around him. Now if he makes he shouldn't get up. He should hold that until Fred gets all the way around him. But again, you know Mason's got some anxiety issues. So that's been a little bit of a challenge for us to hold that stay when we get behind him. He's not a very trusting dog. So you can see when Mason did it correctly, Fred praised Mason, rewarded him for doing a good job. So it's tough. I mean, a lot of these commands look very simple, but sometimes they're a little bit more difficult than they appear. Another nice automatic sit. Down again from heel position, so down and stay. Fred will go out to the end of his leash there. And just like we did with your sit-stay, instead of returning back to Mason, we're going to call Mason this time.
Mason, come. Come on, bud.
And since we're not mom and dad and Sissy, I mean, I think Mason will be a lot more enthusiastic when it comes to training with you guys. I think he'll test you a little bit more than he has with us, but I think he will enjoy it more. Okay? And then the last command we're going to do is the down from a distance. At the beginning, just have him in a sit stay a couple feet away. You're going to use your right hand and the one-word firm command to down. And if he's a little slow, you can give him a little tiny tug if you have to, which Fred did not. He went all the way down. You can see Fred gave him a little verbal correction because Fred knew he was getting ready to pop up when he walked around him. He just said, or you can say no. And that's a way to just kind of say, hey, I know you're getting ready to pop up, but you're not supposed to. So we've really enjoyed working with Mason. We can see why he was a challenge for you guys and has been a challenge. He was a little challenge for us as well. We want to thank you so much for using Nora's Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon.